Today, the Mercury Marine destination starts us on Georgian Bay, then over to Lake Ontario. After we launch the boat with the Ram, it's time to target bass. Smallmouth bass are fun and a favorite species for many. Topwater baits add to the enjoyment, and this one combines several fish-attracting qualities in one and is sure to open some eyes. 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water, so concentrate on structure. And let your equipment do the work for you. It can pay off big. Then spring salmon on Lake Ontario. These fish know how to fight, and sometimes structure is no more than a temperature zone. Bass and salmon this week on Fishful Thinking. Fishful Thinking is brought to you by Mercury Marine, Crestliner Boats, Humminbird Mega Side Imaging Plus, and Ram Trucks, built to serve. Water conditions are brought to you by Humminbird Fish Finders. Get the big picture. Big waters can blow up fast, but you can be more comfortable. Smooth out your ride with Smooth Move's shock-absorbing seat suspensions.
Where are you going? Nice little smallmouth. Oh, what did you have me on? Something down there. Oh, and you're off. Oh, I got the lure all tangled up on your mouth. This has been working great. This is the Freedom Mischief Minnow. It's a floating surface lure. Straight retrieve works great. It's got this blade underneath that just clacks and clacks and clacks. The head of this stays right up. So when you cast that out, you can actually hear it. Clack, 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 clack. The blade's just whacking against it. And I don't know if it looks like a little minnow chewing at the other bait. It just drives fish crazy. I used this a little bit for pike this year. Pike were all over it. Two different sizes. I've actually taken this and put a Mustad triple grip on the belly of it. Great colors, great assortment, but if you enjoy surface fishing, you got to try this. Let me get this back out here. Gosh, you guys like getting in those weeds. Ooh, that's a better fish than the one that fell off. Let me spot lock myself. Okay, buddy, 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 buddy. Okay, you got all of that. You got all of that. Oh, don't have any energy left to jump. Had me under the boat in the weeds there for a second. Look at this sweetheart. Look at this sweetheart. Now I've got my Minn Kota on spot lock. Spot lock is going to hold me there just like an anchor. Pop you out. Got you in the net. Come on, that one hook. And a little bit of a bite just as the rain's starting. There we go. This is a new kind of different way of a surface bait, but boy does it work. Nice bass, nice bass. And you're gone. Like I said, spot lock. I can put my Minn Kota Altera on spot lock. It's holding myself. I don't have to worry about blowing into shore. It's just like an anchor, no matter what depth you are. And I've been using this too. My new Minn Kota has side imaging on it. So not only does this have down imaging, I've got side imaging with my Minn Kota Altera at the front. So I can go along the shoreline like this and I can see little fingers of rocks coming out. I can see the ledges, and it helps me concentrate on key spots. I don't have to run back and look at my main unit all the time. I've got it now with my Minn Kota at the front. How cool is that? Awesome. It's all tools. It's all helps you find the fish and stay on the fish. But it's all tools. It's all equipment, and everything's important. And little details like this, if you don't use them, you can't take advantage of them. But when you can have something like this, you can really key on fish holding structure. Excellent, excellent. Let me get going back here again. And I've just got this on a slow constant. I can put it on autopilot to keep a heading, and I'm just going to work myself along the shoreline. So there's constant, there's autopilot, and it's just going to keep me whatever direction I want to stay in. And at the same time, I can watch that side imaging.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury, power and dependability you can count on.
I get a lot of use out of my RAM boxes. They lock. They're great for anything you need quick access to. They even have lights inside them. Just beautiful for anything you need quick access to. And on wet, miserable days, because they've got a drain hole at the bottom, I can actually put my dirty boots and wet rain gear in them and wash them completely out. Now, waterproof bags are great, but anytime you're dealing with moisture in the boat, whether it be a rainy day or sometimes as simple as putting 3 or 4 wet lures back in the box, make sure you dry them out every time you get home. It's amazing what a little bit of moisture will do. Dry them out, and you won't have rusty hooks the next time you go fishing.
Conditions today are brought to you by Revo Sunglasses, technology that performs.
Gosh, they love getting under the boat today. I've had this guy all over the place. It's a really nice fish. Anytime you want them to stop jumping or try to keep them down, put the rod in the water. He's been out of the water a few times, even though I've tried to keep him down. But it does help. It changes their direction. Oh yeah, that's better than I thought it was. Come on, buddy, around the motor. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Oh, get in the net. Oh, caught him. That was about the 6th jump. Look at this guy. This lure is so much fun. If you like surface lures, this is it's just the next level. You cover a lot of water with it, aggressive hits, and I'm surprised I'm getting the smallies up as far as I am because the water's warm. Let me pry you out. Oh, this Mustad triple grip really gets in there. I love these hooks. Now, buddy, I would love to get a picture of you. Oh, that's why you're through the fish and the net. Okay, that's why you're not coming out. There we go. I would love to get a picture of that, but the water's warm and I want to get them back. Beautiful, beautiful smallie. Okay, buddy, I know you want to get back down to some depth. There you go. I'm going to show this lure again. 2 sets of trebles on it. I've replaced the front with a Mustad triple grip. Using a nice little 15-pound test Seagar fluorocarbon leader, my smackdown braid. Tangles always happen. A little fast hatch at the front so I can change different colors. But just a fun little lure. And so many different colors, and when you cast this out, like I said, that blade is clacking against the back of this lure, the back hooks. It's making that tail wobble back and forth, and almost every fish I catch on this, as with any other lures that have that real exaggerated tail action, they always hit it by the head. Almost always hit it by the head, so that's why I really concentrate on, if I want a bigger hook on that front, like I have for pike in the past, that's the one that's catching the fish almost all the time. This is a bonus. It'll slap in the back of the head. Sometimes the short strikers or the small fish will grab that. But that blade's making it wobble and dance, and those aggressive fish are just taking it by that head because it's staying steady in that water. Awesome, fun little lure. This is so much fun. Stay down, stay down. Using a light action Daiwa Tatula rod, so it bends. It's very sensitive, but I got a little bit of flex in this. 20-pound smackdown, Seaguar braid. Look at him go. Little Daiwa LT reel, light and tough, huge gearing in it, super smooth drag. Sometimes you can't keep them out of the air, and sometimes they'll dig down. And they always end up bigger than I think they are. I see them jumping around and I think, I always think, it's a decent fish, but it's not that huge. That's a nice bass. Beautiful fish. And troublemaker, troublemaker, troublemaker. There you are. Good old EGO net. And like I said, I've got this side imaging on my Minn Kota Altera. Even in weedy areas, I can see the weeds and the rocks coming out, but look at this guy. Isn't that just a tank of a smallie? Okay, where are you? You're right there. Let me pop, pop. Oh, yeah. Wrapped up in my line. There's a horse of a bass. So much fun. I love surface lures. You can see the hit. It's so exciting. Don't react too quick. Give it a 1-2 count when you see that boil. 1, 2, and then sweep set them. Or sometimes a boil and they don't have it. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish. There you go, buddy. I know you're fought out. There you go. Now, they do take a lot of abuse on your line. Make sure you recheck your swivels. And a lot of things people don't do often enough after a day of fishing, I'm just gonna leave that in the net for a second, is, there's my leader. Everyone checks the leader. But this last foot and a half of your braid where it's tied, you think, braid, nothing's damaging your braid. This is the section that's constantly getting snapped off the tip of the rod, tip of the rod, tip of the rod, flinging out. Next thing you know, after a day or two of fishing and lure just takes off and you go, what happened? I guess it was my knot or something. Retie this after a good day of fishing. This is a part that does wear. And if you're worried about your knots with light lines, whether it be light braid or light Seaguar fluorocarbon, a lot of people are not confident with their knots. And it's always the weak spot that breaks. Well, double your line and tie your knot, because even a bad knot with double the strength of the line is still better than a single line tied with a bad knot. So even if you're not confident with your knots, double that line. It's going to be double the strength of what you've been getting with the single line. That's still good though. Maybe tomorrow I'll retie. Wow, did that ever tag it? This system never lets me down. Let's see, good old Canon downriggers, auto up. Stop at waterline feature. I love these Canons, I don't have to worry about it. You'll see when this comes up, I've got a double agitator on the ball so I can run a slider. I'm not sure which one this tagged, but this way I can run, they're attractors. And when you've got an attractor, the fish are coming in to look at it, and I'm running the one spoon off the release clip about 10 feet back because they're gonna come in and look, and there's the tantalizing tidbit. And I can also run a slider down there because when that releases, I don't have anything on the line to get it tangled with. Now, I'm gonna slow myself down a little bit. I love this new Mercury 4-stroke. These new motors are super quiet. They're light, they're fuel efficient. I mean, I'm not the guy that works on them, but I mean, even for easy access to check your oil, they've made everything so nice with these motors. But I'll show you something else I'm gonna do too, just so I can keep this fish tight. I've got my little kicker down. This Mercury Pro kicker starts like that even when it's cold. It's fuel injected, so you don't have to choke it, you don't have to do anything. And I'm just gonna leave that in gear slow, just to keep momentum on the boat. I don't wanna use my big motor because I wanna catch up on this fish. I'm gonna leave that down and hopefully that stays out of the way, but this is a good fish. You can just tell by the amount of line it took out. Okay, fish, you're trying to catch up on me. It's not gonna happen. This Daiwa Salt is 6.1-to-1 gear ratio, a couple of cranks to the handle, nothing's catching up on you. That's why I can put this and slow down the boat. I don't have to worry about slack line. All right, buddy, don't tangle in that line, that's still down. I want to have a look at you, because did you ever tag this? That's a big salmon this time of year. Now I'm going to give myself a little extra speed. All right, troublemaker, switch that over. Bring you completely up out of the way now. Pop it back into gear for a second. Just don't panic. As long as the hooks are in a fish, it's not getting away. Easy breezy. Good old Northern King spoon. Look at this giant of an early season salmon. Wow. And you know what? That hit my slider. Good look at that Northern King right there. Didn't hit the main spoon. That's why I put that slider down there. Look at that beautiful king. Good old Northern King. Good old Seaguar fluorocarbon leader. That is a gorgeous fish. Oh, and you see what I've done, like I said, agitator on the cannonball, running the main spoon back 10, 15 feet. And then you can, some people call them cheaters. It's an extra spoon. All it is a 6 foot length of line that slides down the line and stops at your spoon. So there's your main lure. It's down there doing this thing 15 feet behind. And when you put that slider on, just make sure the swivel doesn't go over the spoon. And just because of simple water resistance, you've got a belly in your line, and this spoon's gonna sit 20, 25 feet above the other spoon. Got an extra lure down there, and look what it just caught. Awesome.
Fishful Thinking is brought to you by Mercury Marine, Viking 100% waterproof rain gear, Seaguar Original Blue Label Fluorocarbon, and Ram Trucks, built to serve. Tackle today, Seagar Smackdown Performance Braided Lines. Daiwa Tatula Spinning Rods with X45 Bias Graphite Construction. The Clacking Topwater Mischief Minnow by Freedom. Minn Kota Altera Spot Lock, Power Stow and Deploy with Side Imaging Transducer. Humminbird Helix 10 Fish Finders with Mega Side Imaging Plus. 15-pound test Seagar 100% fluorocarbon leader material. For the salmon, silver-plated Northern King spoons. Daiwa Saltist line counter reels with 6.1 to 1 gear ratio. Seagar Abrazix 100% fluorocarbon main line. Mercury 200 horsepower V6 4-stroke outboard motor. Fuel-injected 15 horsepower Mercury Pro Kicker trolling motor. And the Ram 2500 with 6.7 liter Cummins diesel engine.
Nice fish.
Got another run on them.
Beautiful fish.
Right on.
They can fool you. They can fool you. You just got to treat every fish that feels pretty decent as a big fish. Awesome lake trout. Awesome lake trout.